Be my friend.
Is my video broadcasting? Can people see me?
No, I don't know. For whatever reason, ad blocker doesn't block their commercials anymore.
Weird.
I have on ad blocker unlimited. Unfortunately, yes, I can see you.
Hi.
Yeah, they did some to the commercials.
So
I had to watch a commercial.
I just do Twitch Prime. Pay money. All right, great. Everybody's here. Last I checked. Okay, great. You guys go to the Dwarf Lord in the forest camp of the town of Hilton. And once there, you find the Dwarf Lord sitting in a tent near the edge of the forest camp. He has golden gauntlets, a grayish colored beard, and kind of a stern look to him as you enter in. And he says, "So, you are who we could muster. Great. The a group of other adventurers has reported to me that there's a fort, a keep near the Lake Ogden to the west, and it's been cleared of orcs. But I know that there are other problems along the road, specifically one I've been getting a number of reports about. Attacks on the road by strange creatures at night. A true problem, something that must be dealt with. I don't know what these creatures are, but I haven't been able to send forth a scouting group at all to go and deal with this issue. You are who I've been able to muster to do this service for me. Dugat, Darna, I trust that you'll be able to serve in this regard. Dugat, I will place you as commander of this group, and I will have you lead them to where you must go. I don't know what these creatures are. I want reports back on what the creatures are, and if you can find out where they're lairing, destroy them if you can."
We'll do what we can.
Okay. It's not fun. Like, my video's not broadcasting in Roll20, is it?
Say what?
My video is not broadcasting in Roll20.
I'm not seeing anything, but I have the smallest things where you can't really see.
So it's just the labels. Yeah, so do I, apparently. But anyways, I guess it's not that big a deal. I'm wearing a hat that Josh left in Lara's car a year ago. So
Lol.
I'm just wearing it to try and see if it caught his attention. It didn't work because it didn't work. Kingdom Hearts, it's a good hat. I'm going to take it off now.
Oh, I thought you were wearing a hat because you're going bald.
I don't normally wear a hat. They're weird. Okay. Any questions from Dugat or Darna?
About where are they located?
On the road between here and that keep. If you head along the east road, the Lavestein Road, you should find a waypoint, campground. The attacks have been noted to happen there.
With my wander ability, do I remember the area?
Yeah, so you've traveled west before. You're pretty certain that you can get them to the waypoint, no problem.
Okay. I tell them about how long it'll be and say we'll head out as soon as possible.
Of course. Additionally, I will be sending an individual who has come into our company, someone who is a recorder of histories. I'm trying to get as much detailed information about our sorties as possible. so I know how to properly reward individuals. I would like to introduce you to Quintus. And when he says Quintus, an attendant and another individual enter into the place. You've never met this person before. You think you might have seen him around town in the last couple of days since the shackling, but he appears to be a more regal human who kind of wears like a long coat and looks like he kind of is overdressed, in your opinion, for the area. Like he might come from a more temperate area in his past.
Will he be able to keep up and protect himself?
From what I understand, he is competent in the field of combat were to be employed. But I would advise you to treat him as you might a mage in your company.
What's the dwarf lord's name?
Varn Ashbraid.
Excuse me, Vaughn. The name is Quintus Bantius Durus.
We speak in informalities since you are currently employed by me, my lord. That said, Quintus is
Bantius
the herald
Durus.
that we'll be sending forth. Under your breath, Bantius Durus. Quintus will be the one who heralds your information and reports back to us with it. And of course, you will be paid the sum that we agreed upon for each day that you are out, my lord.
So Harrius is with us, right?
The attendant that led you in would be Harrius. You would know that at the current moment, your attendant's placement in town would be as follows. Melina is currently staying at the keep of Lord Anton Haverhill, Lord Ian Anton Haverhill, the son of the former Anton Haverhill. So she's been kind of keeping company there and basically maintaining information stream to Meridia, who's staying at the tavern mainly, but she's also exiting the tavern to continue to the noble quarter and engage with as many people as she can formally, expressing who you are to the town and making sure that it's known that you are here to tell stories. This has garnered you a couple of appointments to speak with some of these people. I will note who you've met in that, but it's not going to be relevant to the current situation. And then for you, Takamine, your attendants, Ito is with you. Mifune is currently at the Lord's Keep as well. She is basically working with an individual that you've come to know as, oh my God, what is her name? It's not Rhea, because Rhea's left. Basically, an attendant to the new Lord Haverhill, and is trying to basically engage in getting you some more work. It's actually what led you to get to this job in the first place. And Zayfen is, of course, with her as her bodyguard. And when you guys start to kind of amass, just out of the last person to enter into the tent would be Eslo. I don't think anybody here has traveled with Eslo. I know that Josh and Jeff haven't, because this is the first time you guys have ever played. I don't think Dugat or Darna have traveled with Eslo. So, real quick, I'll just give short descriptions of everybody. Darna is a halfling who wears kind of brightly colored clothing, but is very light on her feet and appears to have like a very strong posture to her. Dugat is a half-orc with light skin, not green skin, and is very broad and dresses very outdoorsy. Quintus, who we just met, regally dressed, kind of has like a bit of white hair at his temples, noble-looking fellow. Takamine would be the strange, odd one out. He looks like a suit of armor walking around, and he has kind of robes on over that, but there doesn't appear to be anything inside of the armor. Eslo walking into the room, you would know immediately what it is. It's an Undaunted, and Eslo looks like an evil ass dude. He's wearing dark robes. It looks like he kind of has like possibly a hump or something going on in one of his shoulders. He's got a staff or rod. Probably not out, actually. Never mind. I don't know if you walk around with that just flopping around.
Yeah, keep the thing hidden.
It's on my belt, probably.
Okay. So there's a flopping mess of tentacles at his belt, and he just has kind of like a very serious and focused look on his face when he enters in. But yeah,
and can I present myself?
sure.
So yeah, I enter in brandishing the letter and say, Lord Ashbraid, you called for one of the swords of the Crane Manor, and you've received Eslo. What task do you have for me?
I have heard of Eslo. Dugat is leading a scouting party out on the road. There appear to be vile creatures attacking passersby on the road. Dugat will be your leader in this regard, as he is a soldier of the forest camp. He will take you and your company to go and deal with this matter. You are an arcanist, are you not? I believe I've traveled with you before.
Yes, should be familiar with my magics. I will be staying in the rear guard. This large mound of flesh and chest should be a sizable shield, and this armor looks sturdy enough.
Pats the armor. It looks at you. What? That's a person? All right. Great. Anybody want to interject anything before I kind of maneuver you out of town? Okay. Harrius places a pen and paper just down in front of you. Feel free to say words.
Well, he was talking, so.
No, I mean afterwards. I didn't see. I thought you. Again, I'm watching the Twitch stream at the same time, so I thought a 10-second delay. Anyways, point is, you get your paper and your pen, and are you writing a missive to anyone in particular?
No, I used message to tell him. I just held on my hand.
No, I know. He puts it.
No, I'm
Okay.
riding down with the group.
Gotcha. I mean, he's going with you, so Harrius will be
Right.
with you. So,
Oh, I was just writing it down. I'm gonna hand it back to him once I write down the description
Okay.
I see and.
Gotcha. Starting the story, and Harrius holds on to the pad. Got it. Okay.
I mean, I was
Anything
here to
from-
document this shit, right?
Correct. Anything from you, Josh? Anything you want to say to these individuals? I mean, you know your job here. You know what your purpose here is. But anything you want to say to anyone in particular?
As far as my goal is concerned, I should know what I'm doing. I look forward to traveling with my companions and getting stronger.
Strength. Okay. And then Darna and Dugat, you guys lead the group out. Of course, you don't have any horses or anything. You make your way out of town on the Western Road. And well before mid-afternoon, you make it to the way station. Dugat, traveling around the town for a while, you would know that this way station is commonly used by people who are heading into town, not people who are heading out of town, because it's pretty close to the town. But if you're traveling from Ogden, you might be able to make it to this point on horse, but not any further by nightfall. So it's a convenient stopping point, about 5 or 6 hours out of Hilton. That said, there's a decent amount of light on this beautiful spring day. And you can see that the northern portion, the north side of the road, there's a decent amount of crags and stones, small craggy hills. And in the distance to the north, you can see the Colbeard Mountains kind of looming on the horizon. And to the south, pretty much just clear flatland with a spotting of farms, my brain, all throughout. And then further off in the distance, you can see the Illuminous Mountains looming on the horizon to the south.
Okay.
Okay, so you are at the. Go
Find
ahead.
a place to stay for the evening, and then we'll head out again in the morning.
Well, this is where you want to be. The way station is
Yeah.
where the attacks appear to be.
I know, but we're going to be searching around it because they're not going to be coming from inside of the town. I wouldn't think.
Well, you're not in the town. You're not in the town. You're outside of the town. You've moved out of the town, and you're at a way station, like a place where
That's
you'd
what
stop
I'm
and
saying.
camp. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're going to try and set up camp here and find out what attacked the people, right?
Yes, correct.
Got it. I am hip. So that's the plan. Kate, does Darna want to suggest anything for this idea or anything that you want to try and do in the setup?
I don't know.
Okay. Fair. Then I'll move to Esla. Do you have anything in mind? Again, you don't know what the attackers are. Not much was kind of granted to you information-wise in that regard, but is there anything you want to do in the setup?
They're not. We're assuming they're gonna attack at dark, right?
That's
Or
the
after.
presumption. According to what you were told by Varn, that's when these creatures attack.
In our place, it's like an old fortress. Is right in where we are.
Oh, no. So you're in between Hilton and like Ogden, the town to the west. You're on
so
the
we're
road.
just kind of out in the
and
open.
It's a campsite, basically. A way station is basically a place where people come to camp. So it's like a campsite. There's a fire pit that's a bit more sturdy than just a couple of rocks in a ring. And there's like a number of logs that have been split in half and kind of rolled onto their round end and sunk into the stone or the sand to kind of, or dirt rather, to form like makeshift benches or beds.
Well, it doesn't really seem like that defensible position, but I suppose we'll hope that our strength of arms is greater than theirs.
Mhm.
So I'll just lie in wait,
Okay.
ready to rumble.
All right. Now, Jeff, you in your travels have traveled with Harry, so he is with you. But that said, is there anything in particular that you or you want to direct Harrius to do while you're here? The others are kind of looking like they're getting ready to set up a camp at this way station.
Have him clean off one of the little stump seats.
Okay. He does so. It looks like he pours a bit of water from his water skin and starts wiping the bench. To everyone else, it appears that Quintus kind of just looks at Harrius, and then Harrius kind of nods his head at Quintus, and then runs over and starts cleaning off the bench.
And once he does that, I sit down and I do some more writing.
Eslo, make an Arcana check. Okay, so you're not terribly familiar with what's going on, but you're pretty sure that there's some kind of magical communication, or possibly psionics, engaging in between Quintus and his servant. Okay. Takamine, you've traveled with this group, and you also have Ido with you as well, or Ito rather, with you as well. It looks like he's kind of just setting down his pack, kind of getting out some cleaning materials, and kind of preparing to set you up for your rest period. Is there anything that you want to do once you arrive at this place, preemptively? Anything that you want to do, check out, ask, you name it?
I will offer to provide ramen for everyone and or play Go Board while we wait for the battle to begin.
Okay. So it sounds. Go ahead.
What's Go Board? It's like a game.
Yeah.
I'll play with him.
Okay. So the game seems to be kind of similar to what Eslo would refer to as chess, except that the rules are very different. What I mean by the same is strategically, and also kind of in some of the motions. Takamine, this strange individual is interested in playing a game with you. You allow it? I mean, do you teach him to play because he doesn't know the game?
I would love to teach him my game and my culture.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me just an intelligence check there, Takamine. And I'll explain how that kind of is sorted based on that roll. To do so, just click on your intelligence, the word intelligence to the far left at the top there, if you're on your character sheet. Okay. There's a lot of times during the conversation where Eslo is kind of has to stop you and ask for you to clarify things, and you kind of are trying to work out the words of it, and then Ito kind of leans in and explains to you in Saryujan, and then you explain in turn. What was
How are they doing that?
They're sitting on a bench.
No. In the chat.
Oh, how do they roll their dice there?
This is intelligence check, Arcana.
Yeah.
Well, how are they doing that?
So Jeff is a newbie, so fear it.
I am too.
What you'll do, it's fine. What you do is your character sheet. If you look at your character sheet and kind of hover your mouse over anything, you're still in edit mode. That's why. Okay, switched you out of edit mode. Everything's kind of grayed out, right? Jeff?
Oh, I'm like talking and there's nothing. Yeah,
That was
okay.
weird. Yeah, so just go ahead and click on your strength right now. Just click on the word strength up at the top left there. See? Well, you clicked on saving throw, but yeah. You basically click on whatever you want once you're not in edit mode, and it'll throw it up. And if there's a roll associated with it, it'll roll it. And it'll roll 2 dice. If you have advantage, you take the better of the 2. If you have disadvantage, you take the worse of the 2. If you have neither, you take the first. Okay? All right.
Do the same thing for attacks. You click on your weapon that you're attacking with.
Yep. And of course, with the longsword, you'll have 2 options. Just determine how you're swinging with it before you start throwing it. He's going to be doing a lot of spell casting, though. But anyways, moving to the description. Like I was saying, Josh and Stephen, you aren't explaining it very well. And Ito kind of leans in and explains to you and Sarah Eugen how best to explain it. And it kind of like throws a light in your head. And you explain it to Eslo. And Eslo kind of starts nodding after it's explained the way that Ito kind of suggests you explain it. And after about half an hour to an hour, the 2 of you are actually engaging in a game of Go. I don't know if you're familiar with Go, but they can take hours and hours and hours to play a game. So you're kind of just getting into it, Eslo, starting to see the strategies and starting to kind of like learn a bit about the game. Now what I'll have you do is both of you roll an intelligence check. This will be contested to see how the beginning portions of the game will go. And Eslo, you will not gain your proficiency bonus to this, but Josh will. So both of you go ahead and click intelligence. Okay, so 10. And Eslo, 15. Okay, surprisingly, using your own advice, this Eslo starts to actually just kind of conquer your board. And you're kind of like, if a robot could sweat, you would be doing so. And the whole time, Ito's kind of like holding his chin and like scratching it with his fingers, really seriously looking at the game. And then Sarah Eugen every so often just saying to you like, "Oh, he's really good. He's really smart. I don't know how you're gonna."
I taught him well.
Yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, the game seems to be going pretty decently though. Okay, that's you two. Darna and Dugat, back to you. The camp seems to be pretty well set up. A fire's prepared. You could start a fire pretty easily if that's your wish. Is there anything about the camp that you want to do? Anything around and surroundings that you want to do before it starts to get to nightfall?
Try to make sure that... Go ahead. You go.
I said I want to scout out the surrounding area and see what's going on.
Perfect. Go ahead and make me a perception check. And then, Dugat, you were saying, what were you doing?
I'd like to go to one of the workers of the way station or someone who's been there.
There's no people present. It's just like a camp site. Yeah.
Wait, we're here.
Yeah, so you would be the only ones here. Correct. So you kind of, just check around. There are a lot of crags about, and a lot of like rocks out and about. As you're kind of looking around, you can see something just kind of off in the distance to the north side. There's a rock, and you've got greens of the grass kind of rushing across your horizon line. You can see the dark browns and grays and whites of the mountains off in the horizon, and the kind of grayish whites of the stones dotted across the field. But there's one rock. There's just one rock that appears to have like a red splatter or like touch of color on the face of the rock that you're looking at.
Can I go closer to investigate?
Okay, so it's about 150 feet out from where you're at.
How'd Steve do that in the D20 chat. I'm assuming that's in character.
Oh, how does he do that? Type /EM and then space, and then type
Okay.
your words, and it'll
As soon
go.
as soon as you say /EM, I know what you're talking about.
Yep, but it won't say says. He types says, so it'll.
I know.
Okay, you know exactly how it works. Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you going out by yourself then, Kate?
I will go closer, cautiously.
So if you're going cautiously and stealthily, make a stealth check for me. Okay. You approach and you get pretty close, probably about 30 feet away from this site without really causing any motion or activity. And what you see is there's a large splatter of blood that seems to have kind of dried a bit, but it still has a bright color to it. There are 3 bodies at the base of the rock, and covering those bodies is a handful, probably about 4 vultures that are picking away at the flesh of these creatures that are dead on the ground. The vultures are probably about the same size as you. They're pretty big birds. You being a halfling, what would you like to? What would you like to do?
Can I tell about how long they've been dead?
Not with the vultures all over them.
You said there's 4 vultures.
Correct.
Do I know anything about vultures?
Make an animal handling check. Or a nature check, your choice. Animal handling is fine. You're pretty sure that because they're carrion creatures, that if you were to loudly approach or say something really loud or make yourself appear bigger than you are, they would fly away. They don't like living creatures. They prefer the dead because they're easier to eat.
Is there anything around besides this big rock that other things could be hiding close by?
Not within 100 or 200 feet.
Okay, then I start running at them, screaming, flapping my arms.
You hear running and screaming and flapping of arms off in the distance. You can't really see what's going on over there because she's not much taller than the grass. But what you do see over in that area is 4 vultures rise up into the sky, cawing and being upset and flying away from where you can see a bright red splotch of something on a stone about 150 feet away.
Would I recognize her voice?
What's your intelligence?
+1.
Okay, yeah.
If so, I'm gonna take off. I see blood. I hear her screaming. I'm gonna grab my axe and take off towards her as fast as I can.
Okay, Eslo and Takamine and Quintus, you're sitting there playing your game of Go. You hear a caw caw, and then you see Dugat rush off towards the north, away from the road. Does the harmonica stop playing at that point, or do you continue playing?
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay, so you see him dart off. It looks like he's heading over to a rock. Go ahead and make a medicine check for me, Kate. Based on the stench and just the way the bodies look, these have been here for probably about 3 or 4 days. And from what you can tell of their garb, they look like they were revelers that were probably in Hilton for the shackling. Might have left a little later than others. That might have. It looks like they were accosted on the road. From what you can tell, it looks like the death blow probably came from lacerations to the chest. All signs kind of point, from what you can tell, to swords or daggers that were used to kind of wound these people.
Do they have? I mean, is there any weapons or anything on them, or was everything taken?
It looks like everything pretty much was, taken. Or Now that you look at it again, kind of giving it a quick once over, you notice that the stuff's kind of fallen off to the side or been picked away at. It looks like there are a couple of daggers that have also been kind of left near where you're at. It looks like they might have been kind of drawn and dropped during the conflict.
You said they're from the town that we just came from?
They were probably revelers that came into Hilton for the shackling, which happened about a 6 day ago. That was the festival that they had that you were acting as a cop for. So from what you can tell, it looks like they were out of towners who met a dire end on the road.
Then I start looking for an area that maybe we could bury them.
Okay. I mean, the grass right where they're laying seems light enough that you could probably work a shovel to open it up and put some bodies in. Or you can grab some stones nearby and just put them over top of it if you just want to make a cairn.
I start moving stones.
Okay. Dugat arrives. You see what she sees.
Once I got to her and noticed that it wasn't her being attacked, I calmed down and start looking around and seeing what happened.
Okay. If you kind of start circumnavigating the rock, do me a favor.
Behind the rock.
Right. Make me a perception check. Really good. So this rock is probably about 100 feet away from another rock, but the other rock is bigger than this. And from what you can tell, it looks like the top of that rock kind of has fallen down over like one side of the rock facing, like it broke off at the top. But you're perceptive, and you see that there are kind of ivies kind of running through the stones. But you notice that the stones have actually been kind of built in a way to kind of hide an entrance. It looks like, from your perspective, like that kind of idea of forced perspective. If you're looking directly at something, it doesn't look like there's an entrance. But if you kind of look at it from a different angle, you can see that entrance. You can see, looking straight on, that there's a camouflage entrance present.
When I see that, I'll go and I'll gather the rest of the group and show them as well.
Okay. So he comes back into the camp and asks you to come with him. You guys were kind of looking off in that direction anyway, so as you see his approach, you assume it's okay, but then he tells you to come along. Any resistors? Or does everybody follow Dugat?
I leave Ito behind, but yeah, I go along.
Ito sits in your seat and kind of gives Quintus's gentleman Harrius a look and starts repositioning the Go board to a new game, since it was the two of you were pretty certain Esla was going to win that last game. And he kind of gives Harrius a look like, and Harrius looks to Quintus.
Uh-huh.
Are you wanting him to stay here with the other Blackie? Okay. Okay, so he does. They sit and they start to play.
Kick his ass.
Okay. You guys head over to the location. Now, on the way, of course, there is where Darna is located. If you want to kind of stop and try and investigate that at all, just want open air for everybody. So I'm just going to start with Josh and kind of cycle back through passing Kate, Chris. So Josh, you would see Darna kind of moving away from a couple of bodies, and then you would be kind of being pointed in the direction of a camouflage entrance by Dugat. Is there any questions or anything that your character would do, or that you want your character to do in that process?
I'd probably even offer that we have lit torches if it's night, so that way we can even make sure in the barrier that we're protected.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, and then Quintus. Jeff, is there anything Quintus would be doing on the way there? Do you want to take any records or check anything in particular?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay, and last but not least, Eslo, you see the sights.
No, I'll just keep following our fearless leader. Seems to know how to play. These guys seem to have a plan.
Okay. All right. So you guys start heading towards the camouflage entrance.
I'd
Correct?
be observing.
Upon arriving at that cairn, you would see that the cleft kind of goes into a cave, and the cave seems to descend down into the earth. Dark, pitch black. Does look like there are a number of footsteps, foot markings that have kind of moved in and out of the secret entrance.
I'll light a torch.
Okay.
Are the footprints fresh?
Some are. Do you want to try and investigate those?
It'd be good to know if it could be the enemy's footprints.
Make a survival check. So there should be a skill listed as survival. Yep, good deal. You start to investigate them, and yeah, they're relatively fresh. They appear to be human-sized, and there does appear to be a number of them. You're guessing anywhere between 10 to 30 possible individuals that have passed through here, but you're not sure if your count's accurate. You know that the minimum number of people minimum number of creatures with boots on is 10, but it could be upwards of 30. All right. Anybody else have any questions or any directions that you want to let me know that you're doing? Do not be afraid to talk.
Just trying to find my spells.
Is there
they're in
a
the
map?
There is no map. I
Okay.
haven't brought anything up yet. No.
I'm gonna slowly move down the passageway with my axe in one hand and the torch in the other.
Okay. The
Where does
passageway.
it list this what spells can do?
Oh, so you'll have to look those up in your player's handbook, or you can click on them. It'll
What?
pass it in the chat, and you can just read it. Yeah, if you just click that little link there, it'll pop it in the chat. That's fine. Just if you're just trying to pre-read, you can do that. That's fine. What was I saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my actual character sheet, the ring of protection isn't added to my stats, and my new axe isn't added, so we'll have to add
Hold on.
that stuff.
I got you. So Dugat, the first portion of it is kind of a narrow squeeze for you. It's definitely a narrower passage, a hidden passage. You're saying that you want to enter in first. Are you holding the torch, or do you want someone else to hold it? Because you don't really need it.
And yeah, I would have someone else hold it.
Pass it back to Takamine, Darna. Who do you want to hold it for you?
One of the ones in the back,
Okay, so probably Quintus or
daintier looking ones.
Eslo. Probably not Eslo. Probably Quintus. Are you okay with holding a torch, Jeff?
What am I to do with this? I'd look around for someone to hand it to.
He passes it back to Darna.
If no one else will take the torch, I can take the torch. I'll have one
Okay.
hand also holding my sword.
Okay. Are you drawing it or keeping it in its sheath?
I'm keeping it sheathed, but ready to prepare for when combat does happen.
Quick draw. Whoosh. Okay.
We're following this trail of footprints, right?
It seems that there's a cave, actually, that you're entering into.
Oh, because you said he was able to discern between 10 and 30 in like things. How was he able to discern that? Was just tracks, or
Tracks, yeah.
do the tracks look like a human's foot, or does it look more like a beast's foot? Like
Booted feet.
boots. Okay, so something that wears boots. Okay,
Yes, they're humans.
Does he say
or
that
humanoids.
30?
He says there's upwards of 30, yeah.
All right, I put down 50.
Okay. I write 50. Perfect. Okay, so the marching order that I have so far: Dugat first. Who's second?
Me.
Darna.
I'm hiding behind
Then-
Dugan.
and then Takamine, so you're actually in between two tanks, and then Quintus or Eslo.
Eslo.
Okay. So it seems that it kind of descends down for a little while there. You said Quintus then Eslo, or Eslo then Quintus?
No, Eslo than Quintus.
Got it.
I'm
it descend-
observing. I'm here to observe.
Not get murdered. You
Although
descend down.
I'm not just blindly walking down. I'm kind of paying
Naturally.
attention. And if some things get a little bit exaggerated, I write them down, and that happens.
Smart.
As we descend, how's the smell?
It smells pretty bad. I would say that the best description I can give you is kind of like a sulfury kind of smell. Kind of mixed with fishy kind of smell. You're not sure what the source of the scent is, but
The smell of 1,000 demons.
it smells bad. That said, you
Smell
descend
of
down
1,000
for a while. Dugat, are you moving with any sense of stealth, or are you just moving into the chamber?
Yeah, I'm trying to move quietly and cautiously.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Okay.
Not real quietly, though.
Yeah. You're every so often you kind of hear your axe kind of scrape against the stone. It's kind of a narrow pass, and every single time Darna kind of like steps on her tippy toes and like.
What are the two numbers?
So the first number is the first roll. The second number is the second roll. So if you're rolling without advantage, you'll use the first roll. If you're rolling,
Okay.
yeah, if you're rolling with advantage, it's the better of the two. If you're rolling with disadvantage, it's the
So I'm
lowest.
being a lot quieter than he is.
For sure. But he's kind of in the lead, so that was mainly why he was. Yeah. So you hear sounds of exclamation marks appearing
The
above
rest of them
people's
should be
heads.
quiet.
Well, yeah, but again, it's just he's up front. Anywho, you hear the sound, Dugat, of exclamation marks appearing above creatures' heads as they kind of make grunts and sounds in your kind of direction. It also sounds like weapons are being readied as you kind of descend 25 feet or so down into the tunnel. I'm going to go ahead and move you onto a battle map.
How big is the area we're in? Are we still really tight?
Should be able to see it right now.
Cool. Okay.
And you can actually see one of them up ahead. It looks like it is a green-skinned humanoid. Probably about the same size as you.
Okay. Can we still act? Are we rolling initiative? What are we doing here?
More of a tan skin, but yeah. It's entirely up to you. I'm asking you first. Is your intent to kind of move in for combat or try and kind of retreat? Probably that first one.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm not retreating. It's just if I'm going to try to talk to them first or not. If they look like me, I might try to talk to them in orc.
In the darkness, they kind of look like really big goblins.
Okay, so I can tell they're not orcs.
All right.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, no, I'd move up and smash it.
Okay. So what you do to roll initiative is you select your token on the map. Once you've selected your token on the map, go to your character sheet and click initiative, and it'll roll the dice and apply your initiative on the board.
Damn, you're going fast.
He ain't a joke.
Wow.
Do I need to select initiative?
Quote, folks.
So yeah, you'll select your token and then you'll click on initiative. All of you guys are probably going to be engaging in the fight right now because it sounds like that's what your leader is going for. Josh, did you select your token first and then click initiative on your character sheet?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
It's up at the top, kind of in the middle.
Right next to armor class.
Mhm.
Speed.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
No worries, mate.
Once you get that clicked, did you click it?
Yeah, I hit the initiative button. Do I
Okay,
have to
so-
hit something else before that?
You need to select your token on the screen. Make sure it's selected. And then once it's selected, go to your character sheet and then click on that initiative button.
Yeah, look at that.
You did it. Yeah. All right, Chris. The creature up ahead of you looks like it has a bow drawn, and in that moment that you kind of saw it, it looked like it was drawing an arrow.
Are we doing the diagonal moves and stuff, extra moves?
Yep. But do me a favor, free
Is-
perception.
Is that
Free
three? Is that three the monsters
What 3?
on initiative?
Oh, yeah, it is. Real quick, hold on. I think it's not selected for the. There it goes. Now it should. But Chody, free perception roll. Go ahead and make one. Okay. All right. So yeah, it would be kind of a narrow move through, and each diagonal will be +1 square or +5 feet rather for your movement. So that'd be 5, and the first one would be 10, and then the next one will be 15, 20, and so you have 10 more, right?
Correct.
Looks like there's a total of 3 of them. Each of them have long bows drawn. 25.
Okay.
And then backstepping.
Yeah, I'm gonna backstab so that they'll at least have to come around that corner and move that one to shoot me, so they all can't shoot me at once.
Smart. Okay. Do. All right. So Quintus, you see Dugat rush forward. You
Hold on.
go ahead.
With that, I'm going to
Take the dodge action.
Well, yeah.
Why would you? Why would you? You don't want to rage if you're not fighting.
Okay. Is it
Yeah,
possible?
'cause- Yeah, but if you don't attack next turn, like if you don't get in there, then your rage is gonna expire. Or if you don't move towards them, it's going to expire. So if your plan is to hold the line, taking the dodge action and not raging is preferred.
This initiative is for the whole combat.
Yes,
Is that correct?
correct.
Can I see him?
You can. Can you see Dugat up ahead? Can you see this guy here?
Do I see the
Just
little baddies?
Do you see the red arrow kind of moving up?
Yeah,
Do you see this guy here?
I see Ducat.
Okay. Beyond him is where the monsters are. They're over this way. So if you can't see here, then you can't see them. If you're looking at it on the stream, then you probably can see them there, but your character can't.
I'm on the D20 page. Now, how do I move?
Pick up your token.
Is there a limit to how I can move and still take an action?
You can move a total of your speed in a turn, which is 30 feet, and then you can take an action. Okay.
How do I know how far I moved?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're done.
I still can't see anything, so
You can ready an action to cast a spell when you see something.
Yeah.
You can take the
Not to tell you
dodge
the spell?
action.
Can
yes.
I go 30 feet and
Well, it's not-
offer to
it's
get
not-
closer?
It's not your turn yet.
Oh, my bad.
Got to go by turns. Once he's done, you can. Quintus, yes, you do have to tell me what spell. Vicious
ready
Mockery.
vicious mockery.
Okay.
Now, okay, you know what? You may tell me what to do when I'm building the character, but I'm doing it now.
All right, fine. Okay, all right. Josh, it is now your turn. So you said you wanted to move up 30?
Yeah, I'd like to move up 30 so I can be closer for the team to see what's going on further down the tunnel.
Okay, so you can move to here. Just pick up your token and moving on over here. All right. The torchlight brings into the room. Can you now see creatures, Jeff?
I see a creature, yes.
That would be the trigger. So go ahead and click Vicious Mockery. And I'll make my saving throw.
And his mother was a kobold.
He does not agree.
Fucker. Well, it still takes, what, half damage, isn't it?
No. Cantrips don't do half damage. That'd be cheating good.
Only does D4 normal damage.
I know, but it also grants disadvantage on the next attack roll. It's a pretty good spell.
Yeah.
Eslo, everybody's kind of moving up. You can see now that Quintus is a spellcaster of some sort. I bet you already know in character or out of character what he is based on the spell. But that said, would you like to move up?
Yes. Let's see. Where's their room for me? Right here.
Mhm.
Oh, tiny people.
They're not tiny. They're as tall as you. They are
Oh, they're
real big. Yep.
All right, I'll aim at that
you would-
guy.
You would recognize them as hobgoblins.
Oh, okay, like they've. Well, I guess because it's dark, I can't really discern the color of their skin. But I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's like rusty.
Yeah, kind of rusty.
All right, let's blast him. There, he's dead.
So you fire 2 blasts at the same target?
Unless the first one kills him.
First one misses him. Second one.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, hit this guy.
And hold on a second. The spell creates more than one beam. The beams don't do an extra D10 damage, do they?
No.
They shouldn't be doing that much. So 7 plus 3 is 10.
I don't know why it added it. Let me just change it on my thing then.
Yeah, it's probably because
Let me-
someone thought that it adds damage per templating like other spells. It doesn't. It just adds extra spell shots. So
Yeah, it should just be 1d10.
he takes 10 from the second hit. If you look at the dice macro there, it shows 7, 3. So that's how much damage
Yeah,
he'll take.
that's fine.
You chatted him successfully. And he looks pretty worse for wear. Not too happy. Darna. Unless you had
Since I'm
anything-
little, can I fit in one of those like half squares?
I'll allow it. Okay. And of course, you can see the hobgoblins as they stand. You can kind of see this one probably. You can definitely see this one, and probably not.
Aha,
I
now
can
we know where
only
the third
see
one is.
one and a foot of another.
Yep. So you've moved, 20, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? You have 5 more feet of movement, but I'm sure you just want to stay there. What action do you want to take?
I can move 40 feet.
Oh, right, you're a monk. Yep. So you still have 15 more feet of movement. So 3 more squares. 2, 3.
But since
You
I
get that
can't
back.
see into the room, I wouldn't do that because that's dumb.
Right.
Oh,
So
shit.
I
I
will
would not,
ready
'cause
an
it's dumb.
action. If they come close to me, then I'm going to
Punch.
punch.
Got it. All 3 hobgoblins draw off their bows, kind of move into a firing line, like so, and they all unleash a volley on Dugat. Dugat dodged, so he has. They have disadvantage on these attacks. Oops. It missed anyways. Next one, a miss, and last one, miss. All right. So a bunch of arrows come in. He kind of hides behind the head of his axe and ricochets the arrowheads. And they all kind of just hold their position. Dugat, you can see them all grouped up, nice and tidy. What would you like to do? Stop. Second you step there, the ground gives out from underneath you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I have something with my.
You should have advantage. I think you have uncanny dodge or whatever it's called. Or no,
dangerousness.
that's the one.
You said a dexterity saving throw?
Hold on a second. No. Hold on. Yes, dexterity saving throw. And Danger Sense says you have advantage on traps, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you'll succeed. You can go ahead and advance 5 feet or back away 5 feet, but the ground gives out from underneath you. And there's a trap. Hole there.
Wait, where I just walked? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will rage.
All right.
And then just use the great axe and add 2 if I hit, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Now it also has a +1 for being that magical axe as well.
I told you I was going to fix that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm just gonna remind you.
Oh, those spooky skulls were a trap.
It's a pit trap. It's just the way that this module happens to reference them.
Oh, so it's like what, like a 6-foot hole or something? 10-foot
10
hole?
foot
Oh, gee.
by 5 foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, lordy.
There we go. And I'll add a note here. Hold on. Sorry.
Also, just so you know, I took the totem of the bear as well.
Okay. What will that do?
Basically, when I'm raging, it's half damage for everything.
Oh, instead of just slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's everything half damage.
That's pretty good. Okay. Yep. So your +1 great axe should be modified, set, good to go. And it also states +2 while raging when you throw it. So go ahead and make your attack. Miss. It kind of moves away from your attack. All right.
Okay.
That was move, bonus, and regular. So Quintus, you're up. You can see that
You added my ring of protection, right?
I did not yet, but I will while I'm talking to him. Quintus, you can see that the half orc has stepped forward and swung a mighty blow at nothing. Just caught a lot of air with that. What would you like to do?
I will go with I'm gonna vicious mockery again
Okay.
on the one that's been hit already. Didn't want him to get hit by something.
Your ring of protection is on there, by the way, already. And yeah, there is one that's hit. That's the one here. He's bloodied.
The one I don't know what you pointed at.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, I was in the wrong. Hold on. See him now.
Okay. Yeah.
Throw it. And he succeeds. He takes no damage. All right. Any other? Do you want to move at all, Jeff, or stay
No.
back behind? Okay. Takamine, there's a 5 foot wide kind of gap in between you and him. You can probably jump that, no problem, especially since you have a decent amount of movement up to it. Do you want to run and jump across? And if so, where would you like to go after that?
Yeah, I would like to use. I see I have speed of 30, so jump over the hole, and if I could also use my Kusarigama, it shows I can reach up to 10 feet if I could hit one of the goblins with it.
Okay, so you, since you haven't drawn the sword, you can kind of pull the Kusarigama instead. And if you're going to reach from 10, you could probably land here and fight against any one of them except the one in the back. So yeah, go ahead and put your token here. And make a Kusarigama attack. Okay. Dugat, you see the suit of armor man jump up behind you. A chain unfurls from his arm. you kind of think it might have already always been there, and a blade comes snapping out, a sickled end, sweeping at the hobgoblin, who ducks nimbly underneath the swinging blade. He recoils the blade back to him, chain and all, and kind of takes it around his arm. Pretty nimble. His other hand holding a torch.
That's a cool.
All right, Eslo, you see the super sick robot man do likewise, but it's now your turn.
Cool. And the one you said I chatted one, right?
That's the one.
All right. Got to finish him off.
All right, that'll miss. Ducks below the shot.
Damn it.
Seems to be using that desk in between you and it as cover. Basically, the top end of it has been kind of blasted away by eldritch beams of energy. It's kind of blackening the top of it. But he's kept himself kind of low to it, and it's like,
it's not destroyed. I haven't destroyed it yet.
You haven't destroyed the desk. No, you've definitely left like a lot of black marks across the top of it, though.
All right, perhaps I'll change my tactics next turn.
All right, Darna, what's your strength score?
We don't care about strength.
No, I do, because it determines whether or not you can jump across this or not.
I can't use acrobatics.
To nimbly run across the side of the wall.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Sounds cool.
I want to land over there by Dugat.
So over here. Yeah, go ahead and put yourself wherever you want. Here. That's fine. She runs along the corner of the wall and does like a pirouette in air, kind of flipping around, landing with one foot, kind of pulling herself onto the ledge very nimbly, and steps behind Dugat in towards the hobgoblin and assumedly strikes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Kung Fu, the legend continues. She nimbly kicks down at his knees, hits a shin guard, and doesn't really do much. As a bonus action, you can make another unarmed strike, or you can spend key points, but I don't suggest it. You kind of snap off of the light kick and kick towards his hip. It catches a portion of his greave and doesn't seem to do much to him. Not a lot of force behind the kick. All right. It'll go to them. They all in unison drop their longbows and draw their swords and raise up the bucklers that they've had on their arms the entirety of the time, and kind of step in. This one goes like so. And this one goes like so. And I got one for each of you. All right, longsword versus Darna, 17.
Hits.
Okay, so he'll be taking 9 points of damage from the strike because he has an ally adjacent to you. And attack against Dugat, 18 hits.
Yep, half damage.
14, so half to 7. And then against Takamine. Oh, shit. I love you, Josh. Oh wow. 24. So that would knock you down, dead. It will not outright kill you. Because it shouldn't be adding the 9 on there. I don't know why it's adding that in the crit. It should just be 4 plus 6 plus the 7. So you are knocked down to 0 hit points and are laying there dying. We'll explain how that works after a fashion. But the one that's chatted, revenge with a crit. Dugat, your ally in the form of the robot, has been felled. What would you like to do?
To make him drink a potion, it's a
Standard action, and your rage would end.
Oh no, then we're attacking. Sorry, I'm gonna hit the one that's
Mhm.
bloody. Okay, swinging at the
Yep.
bloody one.
Okay, that'll miss. Swing wide. All right, Quintus.
I
That
tried
one.
to, say something.
Oh.
Just insultingly wise, like kind of challenging them. The one that's over him.
To kind of force them to kind of focus on you.
Yeah.
Smart. Quintus, you can see the wounded one is the closest one. If you want to move forward, you can kind of get a. Well, you already have sight on him. If you want to vicious mockery at him, or if you want to do something else.
Yeah, we'll try it again.
Okay. Let's see. I'm rolling hot tonight. I am rolling hot. He continues living.
I go home.
It's like, this is a horrible story. I'm out. Okay. Josh, on your character sheet, kind of in the middle of, like the exact middle of the sheet, there should be a section that says death saving throws. Do you see it?
I'm looking.
It's not quite it's middle side to side, but it's at the top.
Oh yeah,
it's
the
right
ones
under
with the
there.
bubble successes and
Yep.
failures.
If you highlight over the words death saving throw, it's a clickable. So go ahead and just click that and it'll throw a death saving throw. Okay, so that is a success. How this works is as you're dying, you're either going to succeed or fail in your death saving throw. If you succeed 3 times before you fail 3 times, you stabilize, which means you don't continue dying. If you fail 3 times before you succeed 3 times, you die. If you roll a natural 20 while you're doing this, you regain 1 hit point and get back up and take your turn. If you roll a 1 while you're failing, then you fail 2 death saving throws because of that 1 failure. Does that make sense?
Balls deep. Let's do it.
Yeah, you are laying on the ground. All right, Eslo, you're up. You can definitely see that shit on the other side of the pit is starting to hit the fan. What would you like to do?
I'll kind of push my robe back and draw my tentacle lash because I have this cool pit to separate me from these things.
As you do so, you accidentally lose out this adorable guy.
Oh yeah, he's sure.
He accidentally popped out.
Oh, no worries. But yeah, I'm gonna try to kill the one I chatted. I'll attack. There we go.
That will murder him. You literally blast a hole through him the size of the halfling. It goes flailing back into the wall and leaves a huge just splatter of arcane burns and blood all over the wall. And your second attack will be?
I guess it's that guy.
Okay. The arcane energy kind of loops towards him, but it waves away from Dugat, and in doing so misses both.
No worries. At least 1 down.
The second one also. Oh wait, that was an arcane. That wasn't the. Okay, it was the rod.
That was yeah.
You smack him so hard, like it embarrasses him, and he falls over and dies. Same thing. All right, 17 misses as well.
What came out?
You see that there's a floating creature near Eslo that appears to have kind of eye stalks on the top of its head. It's kind of looking around. It looks at you for a second, kind of gives you like an air nod, but it looks like a beholderkin.
I was just say, did he just boop out a beholder?
He sure did.
That's awesome.
And then that rod he had that looked like 3 floppy dildos, he smacked it across the room and smashed one and kind of pitter-pattered against another. Darna. Cheer up, Kate.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm going to disengage
Okay.
and then run over across over top of the guy who fell down and try to give him this vial of I still have this vial of healing liquid that has side effects from Aderanus or something like that.
It's
Aderins,
the plant guy. It makes him grow.
the plant guy.
Root.
I'll be Groot. Y'all bros, thanks.
Here to help.
So I give him this healing potion.
With side effects.
What
We
does it
don't know
taste
what
like?
those
That's
side
the fun
effects
part.
are.
What? I'm sorry, I was away because wife scare easily. Anyway, you said you disengaged and then moved over to him and did what?
Gave him one of those vials of healing from
Okay.
the plant guy.
Right. Disengage is an action, unless you have something that allows you to do it as a bonus action. Forcing a potion down someone's throat is an action. You cannot take 2 actions in one turn. So you can get into position and draw the potion. You cannot force it down his throat. Does Step of the Wind allow you to disengage as a bonus action for a key point? I think it does. It's that or dash. Let's see.
Yes, it does both of those things. Or
Disengage or dash. Do you want to use a key point to do that?
Sure.
Okay. So she flurries past Dugat, flips over the robot. As she's doing so, she pulls a potion out of her pocket and forces it down the robot's mouth, she thinks. It seems to work. Roll 2d4 and add 2.
Does it taste good?
No, not really. It tastes like... well, you don't really need to eat or drink. You just have a means of doing so. It tastes like green, I guess is the best way to say it.
You mean as Undaunted, I can't like taste? This is
It
terrible.
tastes like green. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it tastes like green. You can taste, I guess. It tastes like green, I guess is the best way to describe it. But Kate, do me a favor and roll a D100. Because these are the ones from Herbifarge. 53. 1 second. Okay. So when the potion enters into his mouth, and you kind of land on the ground beside him with like that just, awesome halfling smirk of, yeah, I did it. You turn and look behind you, and you can see that Takamine is starting to swell and bubble up and become larger and doubling in size. Dugat, you see the same. And I'm going to go ahead and just make him bigger. And
Oh yeah.
Dugat, you're pushed to here. And this hobgoblin is pushed to here. But yeah, he grows so big and it kind of pushes the desk over, breaking it and like kind of sending it aside. It's now just difficult terrain. And he's a really big form of himself. As you kind of lay there awake, it's to you, Josh, it appears that everything has gotten smaller. Dugat is now the size of the halfling. The halfling is now the size of smaller than the halfling. And all these hobgoblins look like peasantry to you. And you're not even 100% sure that if you stand up, you won't be touching the roof of or the ceiling of this chamber with your top of your head.
Could I like pick up my teammates of the other side and bring them closer?
On your turn, that is absolutely a possibility. But it will go to immediately after you, the hobgoblins, and they're kind of confused, to be sure. This one still sees the threat in Dugat. This other one sees the threat in the large prone robot thing. So they're going to make attacks. One against Dugat. But it's huge.
But it's dead.
It's huge. Fine. That one was against that one then. Just fine. Whatever. And then against Dugat. Nah, they both miss.
Because they were frightened.
They were absolutely bewildered by the fact that this thing just doubled in size. Yes. Chody, you're up. Okay. You kind of spin about. Oh, it didn't add your strength modifier. So add your strength modifier to that total and tell me what it would be.
+3.
So 7.
Plus my 2 because I'm raging.
9. Okay. You hit him really hard. He starts to bleed. He kind of looks at you. kind of thinking himself wise for keeping his attention on you in the first place. All right. Anything else?
I'm gonna make fun of him again.
Okay. Quintus, go ahead and do what you'd like. You can see that on your side, Eslo's swinging his temple
That also,
rod. Oh,
I have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
it's
made with this
included.
weapon. Okay, that was included.
Yeah, if you roll over,
Plus
it'll say
one.
3 + 1. It just isn't adding your strength modifier for some reason, which I'm
Alright.
going to fix now. You roll a 3 on the dice, +1 plus your 3 for strength.
Okay.
All right. Quintus.
It doesn't auto max if it's a crit.
It wasn't a crit.
I rolled a 20, man.
No. You rolled a not natural 20. You rolled a 14 on the dice.
Oh, okay.
Nerd.
Fine.
Quintus, as I was explaining, Eslo is beholder on your side of the pit. Big old robot on the other side of the pit is actually kind of blocking sight to the hobgoblins. What would you like to do?
Like, I can't see the hobgoblins.
You can
really
see
at all.
them enough. You can see them enough to cast spells, but if you cast something or throw something that targets them, their AC, they would have cover because of the big robot.
Yeah, because I target the AC.
Never ever. Vicious Mockery again, or
Yeah, why not? It's worked well so far.
I still pass it. I still pass it. I've been rolling some sweet hotness tonight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So is message in action too?
Yeah, but I'll allow you to do it for free. I mean, if you want, it's just
Right.
conversation. You're just talking.
All right, let's say hi to the beholder thing.
Okay. It kind of looks at you and kind of nods again, but this time twice instead of just a one. Eslo, you kind of get this emotional sense that he really likes the look of this guy, the cut of his jib, just by look alone. Takamine, you're laying on the ground, everything's smaller, you're confused. What do you do?
I get up, and I'm very grateful from Darna that she has provided me assistance. So I get up to start.
Your head is literally bumping against the ceiling once you do stand up, so you're kind of crouched down now. You're about 12 feet in height, and the roof is only about 8 feet in height. So you're kind of in a very precarious. I mean, you can stand fine enough and function fine enough. I'm just letting you know that, just so you have an idea of how you're postured.
Yeah. Are my hands big enough to even try to crush one of the goblins?
Not that big, no. I mean, again, you're about 12 feet tall.
Okay.
You could draw, or you could throw your weapon to them. It's bigger now, so it'll do more damage.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use my longsword
Okay.
and hit the goblin next to Dugat.
All right. He lets the Kusurigama kind of dangle from his arms, draws the katana in a clean strike, and makes an attack. Okay. And do me a favor and roll a d4. On the left side, you see the toolbar. There's like a dice, a 20-sided dice. If you click that, it'll open up a basic rolls section. Just click the 4-sided dice. Did all that make sense? Okay, cool. So as the big blade kind of snaps into the hobgoblin Dugat, you watch as it rips him clean in half, sending 2 parts. One part with head and shoulder kind of towards you, and then the other arm and rest of the lower body kind of tumbling towards the other hobgoblin. All right. Eslo, definitely a very different scenario entirely. Not many places for you to jump across to land, and you have an 8 strength, right?
Actually, it's 8.
You couldn't
Got
make
these-
it across.
Got those spindly arms, and I can't really see this guy, right? Because there's a big robot in the way.
You can see him, but there's cover.
Okay. Well, YOLO, whatever.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, get it. Oh.
First one will hit, and another magical chatting, but the second one will miss.
Finish him off,
he's
boys.
bloodied. He's bloodied and very, very annoyed. And he kind of looks like he's kind of done with this. Like he's not sure how to get out of this, but man, does he want to. Darna.
I have a regular healing potion that I'm gonna drink.
Okay, that'll be a bonus action to do so.
What do I roll?
2d4 plus 2. So 6 hit points back. You still have movement and an action. Do you want to just go run and punch him?
Yep.
She just hops along on over there and punches this dude. Make it a save. Yep. As you roll over to him, you punch him square in the junk, and he just kind of falls over and dead. Dun 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 dun. Everybody gain 150 experience, and I'll start with Josh. You're in a weird state, to be sure. What would you like to do?
Oh, with my experience points, or
No. In the room.
oh well.
How do you even add them?
So you need to switch to edit. So do you see that there's a pencil at the top there of your character sheet? It looks like a little gray pencil.
I got it.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
You said 150, correct?
Correct. But Josh, you're really big. You knocked over the desk. There are a couple of barrels in the room, 3 dead hobgoblins, a pit, and your friends. It looks like Eslo and Quintus might need assistance over to get into the room.
I could offer my hand and get one of them over. If I can make 2 actions, I can get them both over.
Well, there's no actions at this point. We're kind of in free form. So you're just kind of like helping them over, dragging them across as long as they're willing to receive your assistance. Eslo, do you take the help?
Yeah, I raise my arms like I'm a little baby saying upsies.
Upsies! All right. You carry the mage
Makes
over.
back my witty comment for the Go game. Showed you my skills.
And Quintus, you accept the aid?
Well, I think I can get across on my own.
Across you are.
Fine, don't take my help.
If you were jumping across, you just fell in. If you were just... Did you try to jump over by yourself?
Stick.
I just said I can get over on my own, but I didn't say I did.
You rolled an athletics check.
I fell
assume.
in.
Okay. When you hit the
My
bottom...
God, I had a fucking +3. I rolled a fucking 2.
You hit the bottom, you take 5 points of damage, and the bottom is actually covered in about 6 inches of water.
Oh, I have
Which
240
splashes up.
24 hit points.
No, you have 24. Bad at math. Splashing kind of filthy water onto your pants.
Oh,
Because of the
God.
strain of the hit, you actually fall forward and put your hands down into the water as well, and it splashes up all over your coat. When you kind of and look back up, you can see that Takamine is kind of reaching down to grab you and lift you out of the pit and put you on the land. Just kind of like a
Come here, buddy.
Iron Giant kind of and sets you aside there.
Yeah, this thing is broken on hit points.
Yeah, that's really weird. Okay. And Dugat and Darna, what are you guys doing while you're watching Takamine help the others across?
Searching the barrels.
Okay. Barrels appear to be filled with fish in varying stages of decay. Some of them look like they might be edible. Others look like they would probably only be eaten by goblin kind or their ilk.
I want to search the goblins.
Goblins have longsword apiece, longbow apiece, total of 10 arrows apiece, set of chainmail, which is actually pretty decent, buckler, which is effectively a shield, and they each have a purse. Go ahead and roll me 3d10, please. Okay, total of 10 gold pieces. All right.
I handed you 2 apiece.
Okay, so you're handed 2 gold by Dugat. Everybody, go ahead and add that to your gold total. And once you've done that, Esla, what are you doing once you've made it across Big Boy style?
All right. Suppose I'll shimmy over this door
Okay.
and give it a little. I'll listen.
There doesn't appear to be any sound on the opposite end, but what you do immediately notice is that there's a very strange mechanism at the door handle. It kind of looks like a lock, but it looks like a very steampunky kind of lock, very gear tech. It looks like there's a strange mechanism to it. It does appear there's a keyhole, but it's very specific.
You say it doesn't look like a keyhole, or it does?
It does look like there's a keyhole, yeah.
All right. I'll try to open the door, anyways.
It's
just to
locked.
see. Oh, okay, so it is locked. All right. I'll say we gotta. Looks like we need a key. Check the goblins. Person who's checking the goblins, and then.
Okay.
Also check underneath the table as well.
Quintus pulls out some kind of mundanity, kind of says a word or two, throws his hand forward, and you hear a loud boom, and the door just kind of falls open.
Scratch that key. We got magic.
Looks like it leads into about a 15-foot hallway, which curls to the right. One thing you do notice is that loud knocking sound seems to have basically been so loud it probably echoed through the rest of the chamber. If stealth ever mattered to anybody here.
Not worry about stealth anymore.
No one is. All right.
Would I be able to fit?
You could squeeze. You could definitely squeeze. But
So this
doing
doesn't
so
keep
means
track of spells used?
no. You'll have to notate that yourself. You'll see the spell slots above it. It says 4 of 4 or 2 of 2. Just change it for the left side. You should be able to change it to 1 of 2 instead. But I know your spell slots, so it's cool. Like I was saying, Josh, you can squeeze, but while you're squeezing, you have disadvantage on all attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws that are made to evade something. So you're basically like really difficult to move. Also, no one can see past you, and no one can move past you.
I look to the who's the guy standing in front of the door with the whole
Eslo.
and I say, you seem very competent in battle. Do you want to lead, or do you wish I continue to lead?
This is Dugat.
Yeah, I just don't want to push past you since you're standing. in
No,
front of the
by
door.
all means, fearless leader, lead on. I'll be right behind you. And by right behind you, I mean several people behind you.
Maybe even have a big robot in the way.
Takamine to the rest of the crew. Who wants the torch? I'm quite big up here in the back, so I'll probably have to stay in the back.
I don't need it. If someone else needs it, that's fine, but I personally don't need it.
So Darna would probably be the best bet for holding the torch, since she can attack like with her other, extremities without much care for concern. If she's
I'll
okay
hold
with
the
that.
torch in her teeth.
I will take it.
Okay. You don't even want to touch it. The thing's dirty. It's got soot and whatnot. Ugh.
But I'm saying, you hold the torch in her teeth. I'm alone in the dark.
Now you should be good. All right. Dugat moves forward. Who's following him behind him?
I would like for the giant robot to go next.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Dugat, your passageway back is blocked off.
I ain't retreating.
As this
Ain't no need.
robo mechanism kind of fills in behind you. Stop. So, as you pass by, the wall kind of opens up with a fusillade of darts, all of them kind of snapping in towards you. You, of course, have all your cool danger sense. Ah, barbarians. Hate them.
Yay!
No, Geyer. A target that is hit. You have. How does it work for attacks against you? With is it they have disadvantage? Read danger sense to me, or
Danger sense.
just click danger sense so I can read it. Yeah, that's better. No, it's just dexterity saving throws against them. Okay, so these are going to have normal. Got it. Okay, so 24 will hit because advantage. They don't know they're coming.
So there's no
Take
way I can't dodge it, right?
right,
Unless
Take-
I roll a natural 20.
right. Well, no, this isn't. Those are attack rolls. I
Well,
hit
it
you
says
with a 20.
traps too, doesn't it?
It says such as traps and spells. You have dexterity saving throws again. These aren't making you make a dexterity saving throw. They're shooting you.
Right, but I can dodge. I can like start dancing, bro. That's dexterity.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I shot you like normal shooting you. You didn't say you're moving
Yep,
through the hallway.
dodge, bro.
You didn't say that.
Okay, I'm just
Shut up.
messing with you, man.
But you get to make a con saving throw now because the darts hit you and deal 2 points of piercing damage. You fail your saving throw and you take 12 points of poison damage. It feels like a hot burning sensation in your skin where this needle pricks you. It hurts.
Sorry, man.
Oh, good.
That's just life.
I mean, I drank green stuff, so I mean, I know how it is.
It got really big. I still love those damn. Do we have any more of those Herbiparks potions, by the way?
I have two.
Yes, we do. I
They're
got
just
one.
so
as well.
great. They're my favorite.
Let's all get big.
Doesn't
Yeah.
always do the
I
same
mean,
thing.
through-
I don't need a potion for that.
Also true. Wait, yeah, you do. Wait. Oh, I see what you're doing. You continue on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I want to crawl or not.
Go ahead and move around the corner. Another door.
Do I get shot again?
Nope. Door is locked. Same sort of mechanism. It sounds like there are sounds on the other side, kind of moving around though.
And no one can get around him, and I do not have lockpicking.
You could just try to force it.
Could have kept looking for a key.
True. But how sturdy does the door look?
Pretty sturdy. But I mean, probably not. I mean, it's definitely within your ability to knock it out.
Well, let's go ahead and knock it out then.
Okay. Make an athletics check. All right. You hit the door pretty hard, but doesn't seem to work. Pretty close is what you feel, but not quite enough. If you had some assistance, maybe from a big robot leaning on it, you might be able to kind of get it on the next go. But you're definitely certain that whatever's inside is definitely alerted of your presence.
Before we go for the next one, I'm going to go ahead and use a regular healing potion.
Okay.
It's 1d4, right?
2d4 plus 2. Mm-hmm. You had a macro already set. Why would you ask me what the dice rolls are?
I didn't know it did it. I was trying it.
All right. And then you're going to attempt it again?
Yes.
Okay, so Takamine kind of leans in, presses against the door, gets ready for your under shoulder shove to kind of press in on it. So go ahead and make an athletics check again. This time you'll have advantage because of Josh helping. That's enough. The two of you force push the door open, and you can see that there are two hobgoblins waiting on the sides of the door, ready to attack with longswords. It looks like the rest of the room is kind of empty, except for there are a number of like hay and straw bedrolls, kind of like out on the corners and the walls of the chamber.
And I get 3 rages a day, right? Per long rest.
Correct. But this is just two hobgoblins. It's entirely up to you if you want to use them.
All right. Do we need to roll for initiative or just move in or what?
Initiative will be rolled, yes. Oh, so okay. Josh, did you get one?
Boom.
Oh, okay, cool. Descending. All right, so Quintus, there sounds like there's something happening beyond the robot, but you're not sure what it is. Not really much you can do with big robot ass in your face.
Make sure my still clean. Clean myself up a little more.
Okay,
This is all I can do.
fair enough.
Dude, when I do messages, is it the sound of my voice?
What?
When I do messages, does the person hear my voice?
Yeah.
Damn it. Wanted to put a voice in someone's head. They'll know it was me.
More of another spell, I think.
Don't tell somebody to move their fat robot ass, but they'll know it's me.
You you hear Quintus? Are you not doing it then because they know?
No, because he'll know it's me.
Fine. So then you're just holding then.
Yep, waiting for the next 18.
Well, you can delay your action and take it at a different time. It's fine. Esla.
I
All
can't
right. I
say anything anyways.
was gonna say I probably can't move up, so I'm gonna let my familiar move up. I'll nod at him, and he'll shim sham the jim jam. He'll fly forward.
He cannot get through.
Isn't he's tiny
No,
though? Can he like
doesn't
get through his
matter.
legs or something?
Because he is so crunched. Like he's 12
It's
feet
not
tall.
even enough room.
Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing can get through him. He is blocking off the chamber.
All right, I'll hold my action then until I can do something. Until there's enough space.
Okay. Jody.
It's gonna suck. Okay, I'm gonna move through and try to kind of circle around the one to the side, so I know I'll take an opportunity attack.
Okay. All right. Swing and a miss. All right, you move over to the hobgoblin, take an attack. Yeah, that'll hit and that'll kill. All right. Takamine, looks like that hobgoblin falling to the ground has opened up your passage into the chamber. Moving and squeezed spaces counts as 2, so 5, 10, and then 15, 20, and then to get to here would cost you 25 to get out into these 4 squares. If you want to, you could probably get to here though, these 4 squares, and that would be your entire movement. Sound good?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that so I can make some space for everyone.
Just tumbles out, kind of like walks past the hobgoblin who's kind of like putting his shield up between you and him. And then once you've gotten out, you can make an attack if you'd like as well.
Wait, so there are enemies near me?
There's one right behind you. Yeah, you walk past him, kind of out into the open, and there's a hobgoblin.
Oh, bro, I'll attack him.
All right, he gets his shield up. He's holding it up. Throw your attack.
I'm gonna break that shield.
All right, and go ahead and roll a d4 as well. Okay, so you cut straight for the shield, and you hit it really hard. It doesn't splinter the shield, but it does leave a large cut in the shield, and you can actually feel what's you assume is his arm bone behind it breaking, and the skin kind of tearing behind the shield. And when you see him kind of like wince back, you can see his arm shaking, and blood is dripping from his palm as he kind of looks up at you with just horror and fear. But you're attacking him in his home, and he swings back at you. You quickly parry with your sword, definitely catching the blade with the back end of your katana, swinging the blade aside. Darna, looks like the passageway has opened up. The other two could go ahead and act now, though, if you'd like. The robot has moved, so just hold on a second. Kate, do you guys want to move before her, or do you want to allow her to go first?
She can go.
All right. Go ahead. 5, 10, 15, 20. You could attack that, or 25, and then attack that guy. She rushes out, kind of stops, spins about, snap kicking the hobgoblin, jumping like a good 2 or 3 feet into the air to catch him in his jaw on his undefended side, and he falls to the ground, broken and defeated. Everybody gain 50 experience for those two. I'm sorry, 75. Math is bad. I don't know how to do it sometimes. All right. And we'll go ahead and say, Quintus, you can go ahead and do the first thing in this room. It looks like there's a bunch of just loose kind of bedrolls, some small bags and pouches, 2 dead hobgoblins, and a door in the back corner.
I'm good.
Esla?
You said there's like a couple like bedrolls, and does
Like
this door in the
Go ahead.
does it have a similar lock mechanism to the other one?
Yes, and stop. Okay. As you're kind of inspecting the door, kind of looking at the lock mechanism, like the last one, a long needle snaps out towards you and kind of catches you in the arm. Take a point of piercing damage and make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you have the poisoned condition for the next hour.
Oh no, I can't remember what that does.
And you take that many damage. Okay. The needle kind of just stays out and extended. It's a good foot-long needle that kind of popped out and hit you in the arm.
Jesus.
Yeah, it kind of just right out at you.
That's
You've ever seen RoboCop?
like a fucking foot. Good God.
But yeah, it does look like a similar mechanism besides the needle popping out of it.
Is there any way to like make an antidote for being poisoned?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Because I do have a lot of alchemical bullshit in my like bags.
Oh, I'm aware. You kind of like grumpily grab the needle and break it from the door and kind of sit next to the door, looking at the needle and inspecting the poison. after a fashion, you start to realize that it's carrion crawlers. Well, not carrion crawlers. Sorry, it's a kind of a regional type of hornet that are about the size of a small dog. It seems that the poison was kind of extracted from its stinger. It generally makes people sick, nauseous, kind of like you're starting to feel right now. And you would know that the reagents that could kind of muster a antidote for this would be thistles, which you probably have some if you have a spell component pouch, and rose petals, and those like mustered together with some form of nut, peanut, or walnut, or something to that effect.
I have trail mix. I can probably pick some nuts out of there.
You start picking nuts out of your trail mix. You manage to kind of find a couple of rose petals in your spell components pouch, along with a nice, head of a thistle, and you put them all in. Do you have alchemist tools?
I should.
Okay, so he has a mortar and pestle. He pops it out and just starts grinding into it, and then after a fashion, he just starts drinking at that. You manage to cure yourself of the poison condition.
Yeah,
and
science.
Go ahead and gain inspiration. If you already have inspiration, gain 100 experience.
I did not. Well, I shouldn't have, but now I do again.
All right. Cool deal. The door looks like this one is not locked, though. The needle came out of the keyhole.
Fellas, this door's not locked. We can proceed, but we should be cautious. This place seems to be quite booby-trapped.
Do you open the door?
Yeah.
Go over and
A rolling
Or-
boulder, just like Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm kidding. You open the door.
Yeah.
Wouldn't people be doing stuff while he's mixing up his little thing, though?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I gave you first opportunity. Let's see if Darna or Takamine have anything.
Well, I mean, it's just,
I would check the
You're right.
hobgoblin.
Okay. You check the hobgoblins. 2 long swords. A total of 7 arrows remaining for these ones. Long bows, chain shirt, buckler shields, and roll 2d10. You're right, Jeff. You're right. They would be doing stuff. I did kind of press forward. You're right. So 3 gold pieces amongst them. Okay. And Josh, is there anything that you want to do as Takamine?
Do I have any potions or anything to heal?
You don't, probably. Unless it's on your character sheet. If so, then yes.
All I see is I have a pouch and explorer's pack. I don't know what comes included in the explorer's pack.
Yeah, if it doesn't say specifically healing potion down there, you don't have one. I think you just have just standard gear. He's not bloodied.
Okay. Then I feel you can keep going.
just
Very well.
for everyone's. There is that.
You're cutting out, Jeff.
I'm saying I just popped a thingy I have, a class feature I have.
Oh.
People want to.
You have to take an hour-long rest to get this on rest.
I know. I'm just saying it's
You
a
guys-
short rest. We don't
it's a
need a
pretty
long
good-
rest.
It's a pretty good idea.
It's just out there for people to know.
Do you guys need a rest, or do you want to continue forward?
I
think
vote we continue forward. We've only been here for like 5 minutes, technically, like in-game time. I think
about
5-10 minutes.
About right.
Yeah, we can push forward.
I agree.
Okay. As you guys kind of like are sitting there deciding, mustering up, reagents and cures and whatnot, as that's all happening, in a 3-shot burst of, Takamine shrinks back down to his normal size.
I would also go through all the bedrolls, check them, or the hay barrels,
Okay.
or whatever you said they were.
Roll an investigation check.
Did we do the rest thingy?
No. You would note that there are some coins, probably about 7 silver pieces. And you would also note that it appears that these hobgoblins were quite literate. There are a number of books at bedroll sides books of all types, a couple of religious texts, and from what you can tell, these might have been taken from people off the road.
I show the group and say that it looks like this is the group we're looking for.
Could I use my intelligence to inspect one of the books to see what they're researching?
So you would note that just by checking out the titles, it looks like the books are just kind of what they found on people they were butchering on the road. It didn't look like they were researching anything specific. It looks like they were just kind of gaining leisure from a book by taking it off of the corpse of a body or a mark, someone they've murdered for money and food and books. All right. Doorway going through. Kind of snakes around to another doorway.
I don't like snakes.
Yeah, snakes are bad. The door of this seems to be kind of decorated, though, much different than the ones from before. It would appear that this one has strange markings of an elvish woman with 6 arms, 4 faces, kind of displayed before you, etched into the wood of the door. It looks like it's a very old door.
I look back and ask the group if this means anything to them.
I apply some anti-aging cream.
It's it helps the door with its confidence levels, but not much more than that. Does anybody have history trained?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's got a green circle next to it.
Yeah, that's trained. So if you who have it trained, you can all throw a history check. Failure, and Takamine. All right. So you know a little bit about what you're seeing here. You know that in Elvish traditions, from what you understand from stories, is that elves are said to be the ones who created the sword. And they created the sword as a representation of the 4 seasons, because a number of their more divine creatures are related to the seasons. And usually this is represented by a 6-armed woman with 6 blades, and 4 faces, 1 for each of the seasons. That functions as kind of a representation of mastery of the sword. And you can see in this architecture here, the door here, that it appears that this door was kind of designed to show different stances and positions for sword. It looks like the 2 on the bottom are kind of in defensive postures. The 2 in the middle are kind of more in attack postures, and the 2 up top are in high attack postures, like one up over the head and one kind of placed so the point is straight out forward.
Does this remind me of that statue that came to life?
The statue that came to life didn't have 6 arms, but
Okay.
elven wise, yes, it does actually, just the styling of it, it does kind of.
I don't like that. That thing hurt.
Darna kind of shakes her head too. We almost died. But it does appear that the door does not have a handle, but it also appears that the door could easily be pushed in, like it's just hanging on its hinges.
Is everyone in this, or are they not coming, or what's going on?
I think they're just waiting for you to kind of move forward.
All right, cool. I'm gonna kick the door.
All right, you move in, kick the door, and a creature kind of scurries into the corner of the chamber that you enter into. The chamber that you enter into is highly decorated. It appears to be covered with painting, paint that's plastered the walls, depicting activities of long dead elves and what you can see as dwarves as well. It seems that this chamber is telling a story, but the thing that's drawing your attention mainly is that when you kind of look into the room, go ahead and step forward. You can see a creature that's kind of moving towards the corner and hiding. A larger creature than the creatures you've dealt with outside. This one seems to be goblinoid as well, but it has a kind of doggish nose, and a lot more fur covering his body. If you want, you can
Kobold.
roll
No.
an intelligence check. Do that.
Just roll intelligence.
Yeah, just quick intelligence for me. You don't know what it is, other than it's ugly, but it seems to be cowering from you.
Do you speak?
What? Who are you? How did you get past the friends?
We worked our way through. Are you with the group that's been attacking the people along the road?
Attacking what? And you can see that in one hand, it looks like he has a brush. The brush is covered with kind of a greenish colored paint or substance. And in his other hand, he has like a pail or some sort of bucket he's holding by its handle. You can see that on the wall that he was near and kind of in the corner that he's in right now, there are markings all over the wall in this green colored paint that appear to be kind of like graffiti over the actual plastering of paint that was here initially.
What are you doing here?
No, the story is wrong. What are you doing here? What have you done with friends? And as he says that, he kind of just drops the bucket and the brush.
We're here to help the people along the road. People have been attacking them. It seems it might have been your friends that you call them.
Oh, they feed me, and I write the stories.
What story?
He looks up to the wall. And he looks back to you. The elves said wrong.
What's the truth?
Gorg and Gorg clan never side with dwarf. Ugh.
Can I tell the story of what the wall's saying or have any idea about it at all?
Yeah, so all of you kind of look at the wall and you can see that there appears to be a battle between dwarves and elves. The elves appear to be being led by a six-armed woman with four faces, and the dwarves appear to be being led by a six-headed serpent. It looks as though the dwarves in their number have a bunch of goblins, but you can see that this creature's work has been kind of covering up specific individuals in the army mass of this painting. And it looks like, from what you can see, he's been covering up goblins.
What actually happened in the battle then?
Gorg and the Bloody Hands, we are from the bread, those who are bred of dragons. And he raises his right hand up to you, kind of stretches it out towards you. It doesn't look like it's a hostile action, but from what you can see, his palm and his fingers underneath the fur appear to be scaled, and they appear to be scaled red.
Is this like a mural of the War of Sword and Serpent? Or
Yeah, Aslo, that's exactly what it is.
and he's trying to say that the goblins weren't on Ashmedea's side; they were on like the other side.
Correct. Well, no. He's saying that they were not with these dwarves and the six-headed serpent. They were with the red dragon. Is what he's basically saying.
Oh, like he didn't. Because
He was with Ashmedea. He wasn't with who's being depicted here in this art. Roll a history check though. You've dabbled in this Vazriel game a bit, so
I was gonna say I didn't. I read that like Crow guys. While I know all the Vazriels now.
yeah, you know some shit. That's why I'm having you roll.
History, right?
Mm-hmm. Advantage. Yep. So the six-headed serpent isn't one of the dragons of the War of Sword and Serpent. It's actually what is known as Svenin, which is one of the Vazriel gods of ancient time. It's actually a hydra. Most historians believe, and the tribe of Svenin was a Vazriel tribe of humans, but it was also intermixed and intermingled with dwarves, children of the stone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Where do I know if there actually were goblins with them, or is this guy just full of shit?
It was a long time ago. It could be the case that goblins served alongside them. Goblins are a very subservient race.
No, I just kind of chuckle to myself. They're just trying to save face, essentially.
So
All right.
you're not part of the group that's been attacking the road, then, correct?
Your insight, specifically Quintus, just kind of the way this guy's operating and the way he's dressed, you're pretty sure he's in league with the hobgoblins you fought outside.
Well, it said feed him, right?
Yeah, he did say that.
Who's your chieftain? Are you the leader of your friends?
I
Or is
am
there a chieftain
Gorg.
here.
I am leader.
All right, well, your clan has been decimated.
As you start to sound threatening, his hand is still raised out. There's a black manifestation that erupts from the palm of his hand, and a javelin shoots out from his palm at you. As though this has advantage. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter. 16 hits, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, take a total of 15 damage as a javelin fires out of his hand and slams into your shoulder. Initiative.
Oh, now you fucked up.
You done goofed. The eyes of the beholder kind of all just go snapping onto him like, oh no. You goofed. You done goofed.
Look at those rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna die really fast, it looks like. But that's for the better. Alright. Everybody rolled up. Cool. Go last, it looked like. Oh, no. Oh, you guys rolled bad. Eslo.
Look at those rolls.
I didn't see how
Oh.
bad it was.
I see you are trained in the arcane arts. Now let me show you what a master can do, Gorg. And as a bonus action, I'll cast Hex on him.
Okay.
And then I'll unleash my Eldritch Fury. And I'll say Wisdom.
Okay.
He is so, but yeah, let's get some.
Hit.
And plus
And
2
go
D6.
ahead and roll.
So it's 19.
As your bolts of green energy splay out across the room and hit him in the chest, he kind of grunts and then starts spitting blood up from his mouth and kind of doubles over and then lifts his eyes up. And you can see fire kind of like emanating from the side of his mouth. Roll an Arcana check. Yeah, you think he's a half dragon.
Oh shit, he's not. Oh, so he's like half goblin, half dragon.
Half
Or like-
bugbear, half dragon, yeah.
Oh shit.
That's the red scaly
yeah.
palm.
Correct. Takamine, you are next.
Fucking idiot
Here's
figured
your
that
friends.
out.
Takamine, what are you doing?
I'll go ahead and even use my action surge. Even use my well, I want to stay a good space, so I'll go ahead and throw my Kusurigama again. And I guess it also shows, in addition, I could do a additional action attack after that.
Yeah, so you can swing twice with the Kusurigama if you move here.
Yo, let's do it.
Yep, and then go ahead and just attack twice with Kusurigama.
Do I select action surge?
No, you don't have to. I already know you said it. Just go ahead and pop both of the attacks. Hit and miss. Okay, so you bring in the sickle end, kind of cuts into him. You whip it around your head, bring it back in. He's expecting it the second time, kind of raises his arm up. The sickle kind of wraps around his arm and stops, but you pop it back so it snaps away from his arm so you can collect it again. He looks like he is in the worst way. But once he kind of settles, he looks to you all, leans back, and just breathes. Everybody in the room needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Quintus should have advantage since he's behind the one guy.
Behind. Oh, he's not big anymore, so no.
Still, I mean, it's behind somebody, right?
Then everybody would have no. It's because it's just straight breath. Darna's small though, but she's not directly behind anybody.
Uh-oh.
It's all about size.
What are we rolling?
Darna saved.
Dex.
Now, does my danger sense get me the advantage?
That's not a trap.
It says spells. Traps and spells.
This is not technically a spell. It's a breath weapon. All right.
Is it an effect?
Hold on a second. Click danger sense. Such as straps and spells. Effects that you can see, period. So yeah, this is an effect. So you would have advantage. Okay.
All right, I'm on the ground, boys.
No, sorry. I apologize. That was way too many dice. That's the wrong one. What the hell? Apologies. Hold on a second. Me fix. Let's try that again. Save remains the same DC, but god damn. All right.
Still on the ground.
Yep. Max hit points. Takamine, you did not succeed. Dugat, you succeeded, right?
Yes, sir.
And Darna succeeded?
Yep.
So you're taking 12, and then you're taking 12, and then you're taking 12. And Quintus, you're taking the full?
Yep.
Your max hit points is 24, though, right?
Yep.
Okay, you're just dying then. So
we take half damage if we saved.
Yeah.
So I'm down.
Not to down you. Yep. Eslo down. Takamine down. And Dugat, you're the only one standing. So it will go to Darna, death saving throw. Failure 1. Quintus, death saving throw. Failure 1. Chody, what are you doing?
So he doesn't look hurt at all, right?
He looks real hurt.
Oh, okay. And if I drink a potion, it's a
Bonus action.
Bonus action. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drink my one potion as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. And then rush forward and attack. Oh, is this a Herbiforge one?
Sir.
Oh, yay. Roll a D100. The bugbear half dragon starts to glow. Looks like he's very noticeable and easy to see, as if someone had cast the spell Fairy Fire upon him.
Okay, and
So basically, I got knocked down and still got the effect I was going for.
Well, yeah, but because of his potion, who he was looking at. But yeah.
Call it Fairy Fire, the bitch.
Yeah, make him easier to hit. So you have advantage on your attack. Go ahead and make one.
And then rage, of course.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't rage. You already bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Swing. That's going to miss. Yeah. Eslo, death saving throw.
Does my familiar disappear when I get downed, or is he just
No,
like
he's still
confused?
alive.
Question. All this is completely up to you. Does he have the intelligence to feed his master a healing potion because he knows I have them? Because he lives inside my robe.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do you intelligence check. I got a 14 with a -4, so I'm gonna say yeah. You go ahead. He floats down to you, pulls a potion out of your pocket. You're still gonna need to make a death saving throw, though.
Yeah, of course.
And
I was
then-
just thinking, just because he lives inside my robe, maybe he would be smart enough.
I mean,
that's cool.
He kind of figured it out. He's watched it happen, but they're not very smart creatures.
He lives
That's a
inside
failed
your
death
robe.
saving throw. He's going to make a dexterity
Scary.
saving throw because he's trying to feed you a potion by getting a potion into his mouth and then forcing it down. So he's going to do it. It's just how many turns is it going to take to do it? So here's his dex saving or dex check. It's higher than an 11, which was what I was going for. So he manages to bite the bottom of the potion, after uncorking it by hitting it enough times with an eye ray, and then pours it down your mouth. It tastes slightly of like frost. It's a cold, it's slightly chilled healing potion because he frost rayed the top off of it. But yeah, go ahead and roll 2d4 and add 2. And you do not get to take a turn. All right, Takamine, make a death saving throw. 1 success. Gorg. The bugbear will go ham on him. He reaches into his palm, and a black energy kind of erupts as he pulls a handle out of his own palm and pulls a morning star out and attacks. Hits for 10 points of damage on Duke Gaunt. All right. Darna. One success, 1 failure. Quintus. Death saving throw. 1 more failure, 1 more and you're dead. All right. Chody.
I'm going to rage.
Yep, and smash. He's still glowing with fairy fire, so you have advantage for the attack. That'll hit, and that will kill. You slam him so hard in the chest, he breaks. When he does so, you see that his left palm and hand becomes covered in a black glove. The Morningstar drops from his hand as well, and he kind of slumps into the corner, dead. Also, when that happens, the door behind him kind of pops like it was being held by something and is no longer open. Or no longer closed. No longer closed. So I meant. All right, Eslo, you have an action.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try to get these guys up.
It
I'll
looks like the worst of them is the bard.
Hold on. Before.
Oh, you want to move?
Yeah, I'm
Go ahead.
going to bring the bard up, and then if you start healing anyone, that way he can.
No. So we're still going in turn order. You just killed a thing.
Sorry.
Do you want to move? Do you want to move? Chody.
I'll wait for it.
Okay. Eslo, you wake up. When you first wake up, you see that the beholder's spitting out a bottle and is looking at the bard. The bard's spitting up blood and kind of like has a bit of a char to him. What do? You also see Darna's dying as well, but she doesn't look as bad.
All right, I get up and I acknowledge. Well, first I acknowledge my pet for doing a good job, give him a nod, and then yeah, I kind of pull out another potion and help the bard to quaff it as best I can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d4, add 2.
Me?
Either or. Eslo's giving you the potion, so you can do it. So get 9 hit points back there, Jeff. And there's no negatives, by the way. If you ever get knocked down, you just go to 0. Death saving throw from Josh. Okay, that's another success. 1 more and you'll stabilize automatically. Darna, you are death saving throwing, please. Success. 1 more and you're good. Quintus, you're up. You could attempt to perform a medicine check on Darna to stabilize her, or attempt to perform a medicine check on Takamine to stabilize them, or whatever else you want to do.
I don't have a green dot next to that. Does that mean I can't do it, or?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, you can do whatever. I mean, green dot. What?
He's
Well,
not
like
proficient in
athletics.
medicine.
Oh no, yeah, you can attempt it. It's an untrained check. You need to get a DC 10 to stabilize a dying ally.
Ah!
You fail, but you did not fail by 4 or more, so she doesn't get worse because of your attempts. Dugat, you can see that Quintus is attempting to apply combat field dressings to try and stop the burns from kind of like bleeding and pustulating on Darna, but doesn't
I'm
seem
not
to be
very good at it.
very good at it. What do you want to do?
I go over and I mention to Quintus, you said something about a song earlier that could help with healing.
That's during a rest.
Yeah, it's during a short rest.
I mean, are we going to rest here? Or
She is going to die if she
Yeah.
fails 3 death saving throws in
We need
the
to
turn
keep people
sequence.
not dying.
just success one, but okay, I'll put a potion.
I'm letting you know, like, we still need to, like, healing needs to be applied to stop them from rolling,
Okay.
or they need to try and do
Fair.
it on their own.
Potion.
Okay. Ugh, I'll fight you. Okay, and then Eslo. Looks like Takamine is the only one remaining on the ground.
Unfortunately, I'm out of potions. And does his robot chest work like a normal chest? Can I CPR him?
I'm going to let you roll an Arcana check to see if you can kind of repair this arcane artifice.
Oh, I can totally do robot CPR. I'll breathe into
You
his
get down
exhaust.
there, and you can see where the
Aw,
burning
yeah.
has actually caused, problems with it. You start picking at it with like the edge of like a wand or like a stick that you have, and you manage to clean him out enough and kind of clear his wooden brokenness with magic, and he seems to be stable. Okay.
Woo.
So does anybody have any healing to apply to him or no? If not, you're taking a short rest
We'll have to take a short rest.
or carrying the robot.
I guess we should probably take a short rest. I don't have any more potions left, so I could use a breather.
Short rest for Takamine will just be 1 hit point. He does not get to spend hit dice. He's dying, so you are at 1 hit point and awake. Dugat, Darna, Quintus, Eslo, feel free to spend hit points, but basically we've come to the end of it. Beyond this door is another locked door. The door is easily open because on Gorg you find the keys. Then you move into another chamber. I'm not going to move you on that because it's pointless to do so. But you enter into another chamber, which details the story mainly of the elf's success over this 6-headed Hydra beast, showing it felled, all 6 of its heads cut clean off by one of those blades. The chamber then leads into another locked door. After passing through that, you enter into a very large chamber with 6 statues encircling a center pedestal. Sitting on that pedestal is a clear crystal skull, which appears to have something inside of it, kind of like it looks like the crystal was cast around an object. Sitting next to the skull on the pedestal are 2 items: a lute and what was the other one? A lute and a my brain, a diamond, a lute and a diamond. And I assume you're going to take the time to kind of investigate Gorg as well. He had the glove and he had the Morning Star.
Can you tell us about the glove again? I forget what you said about the glove.
It's a black leather glove.
I'm gonna give it to Dana, maybe. Dana. Darna. She doesn't have any anything special yet. So.
Okay. So if you want to take the time to investigate what they are, just superficially, the Morning Star is a +1 Morning Star. Okay. The lute is, I believe it's a Felucian lute. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Computer is being the slow. It is a DOS lute. DOS lute. It's an instrument of the bards. A DOS lute allows the holder or player of the instrument to cast spells from it. Things that it can play: animal friendship, protection from energy for fire, and protection from poison. So it can allow the person who has the instrument to cast those spells a number of times per its description. And then the diamond that's sitting there isn't actually a diamond. It appears more of it just being a diamond cut crystal. And upon closer inspection, the spindle. It appears to be an Ioun stone of sustenance.
Oh, so you don't have to eat. So it's like that ring.
Yep. So long as it's floating around you, you don't have to eat or drink. And the
But the-
glove.
What? Wait,
is
you
a-
said the crystal skull is the Ion Stone?
no. There was a diamond next to it. The crystal skull is something totally different.
Ooh. Okay.
Aslo, you're going to do some research on that, and I'll explain exactly what it is because you and me will be having a conversation at the house. But I assume that will be something that you take.
I put this
Oh,
the
you-
crystal skull back on the dead alien body and watch the ship take off.
I was gonna say
It's
I
not that
love
at
crystals and skulls.
all. But there's a +1 Morning Star, a DOS loot, a glove of storage, which allows a person to carry 100 pounds of contented material or of material inside of the glove's palm, and it can be extracted from the palm by simply reaching in and thinking about the object, much like a bag of holding. However, the glove can be made to not be visible, so it can't be seen at the person who's wearing its decision.
I love the glove.
And then the stone. Those are the 4 items and the crystal skull. So, is there anything in there, Eslo, that you're terribly fond of that you need or want?
See chat.
He takes a skull. Okay. The Morning Star. It's kind of a +1 weapon, but I mean, nobody really uses a Morning Star in this group.
I prefer afternoon stars.
Sure. Or evening stars. The loot obviously would be going to the bard, right? The glove of storage. I mean, I would say the person who'd probably benefit from it the best is someone who uses a weapon and wants to be able to carry it with ease. Darna does not use weapons.
But Darna is tiny and can't hardly carry a whole lot.
Oh, because it would help her carry 100 pounds of stuff in her glove. Yeah, that's true. That's not a bad idea either. And what was the Ion Stone of Sustenance? The robot already does not need to eat or drink. It would be useless with him. I would say the glove or the Morning Star would be the only 2 things that the robot would want. The Morning Star is really the only thing that, I mean, Dugat really needs other than maybe the Ion Stone. So sort it out. Tell me what's going where.
I can, as will make a suggestion if we're all kind of looking at the Morning Star and one wants to. My friends, I've in my travels, I've come across quite a mass of gold. I'd be prepared to pay the gold value of this item and then take it if gold is more useful to you all than a Morning Star. I'm quite fond of magical items.
I would be okay with that.
Okay. So Chody, you'd be reimbursed 500 gold pieces for the Morning Star. Asla will take the Morning Star.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll minus 500 gold off my character sheet. You can add it to yours.
And the Ion Stone, do you want to give that to Darna so she doesn't need to eat or drink anymore? Or is she getting the glove?
I think she would rather have the glove, but
Okay.
We can also always
Well-
remember that we can go into town and try to trade things
Sure.
and talk to
The-
people. That's how I got my ring of protection, actually.
Aslo would factor that the most expensive magic item amongst the group would probably be the stone, the Ion Stone. It is technically a rare magic item. So, Aslo, you would know that if you were going to try and buy it off of the group, it would probably be in your best interest to try and lower the price because you know it would probably sell for around 5,000.
Jesus. Well, I know a guy who likes cool magic items too, but I already bought that Morning Star, so I want to take it back to the house.
Okay. Well, just make sure that everybody has something.
Yeah, you guys can.
So the
Do
glove,
it.
the glove of storage goes to Darna, and then the rare stone goes to Takamine.
Cool.
Yeah. Activating it on yourself is pointless because it does already what Robot Body does. It just makes it so you don't have to eat or drink. Let me check and see if it. One more thing. Hold on.
Takamine. Even though I know your kind doesn't really have much use for a stone like that, but there's a man in Hilton a procurer of of rare artifacts. He may be willing to trade it to you, trade something more useful to you. His name is Kenji Toru. See, you should seek him out.
Make a history check, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. I think I heard about this Kenji guy. I don't know if I like him, but we'll see.
If you roll higher than a 10, you probably know who Kenji Toru is. He's kind of popular. Big news. Super cool guy.
Oh well, I mean I'm cooler, so maybe I won't like him. Yo, did you
arguable.
see how big I went? Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Go ahead and roll it. History. But the name Kenji is definitely swelling up in your head, and I'll explain why here in a moment. But yeah, roll it. All right. Oh, it's really bad. You've never heard of Kenji Toru, but you do know the surname Kenji. And the reason why you know the surname Kenji is because your senpai, the one that you have been seeking to try and teach you the ways of the sword, Kenji Hotoru, is a Kenji. So maybe they know something about where this sword master is located.
Hey, yo, where's Kenji at, guys?
I'm gonna talk to him. So that's a plot point for you, Josh, to follow up on in your next game. And also, if you want to post something for seeking out Kenji Toru, or if you want to ask Steve to help you with that, that's fine. Dugat's been reimbursed with the 500 gold. Quintus has a DOS loot. And Darna has the glove of storage. And then, of course, Eslo, you have the crystal stone. I will be messaging you, Steve, offside and talking to you about the crystal skull. Like I said, it's important to Long. I think you might know why. But we'll talk.
Have experience for that last fight too.
Yeah, sure. It would have been a total of 300 apiece.
So we all get 300 XP?
So yeah, the total that you should have gained for the entirety of the session should be 225 plus 300, 525 total.
Woohoo! I level.
Level 3. Good job. I think you might have leveled as well. Takamine level 3 now? Yeah. Yeah, you should be. You're at 1,000. 1,050. So level 3. All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Got shit to do. Yeah, good sesh. I think someone's doing something tomorrow night or trying to do something tomorrow night. Just check the forums. And I'll probably not be running anything next weekend because of PopCon. All right.